I kept telling you, I said, if somebody can get to 24 and that defense all of a sudden don't turn you over, all of a sudden don't get 6, 7 sacks, if that could happen and make Cooper Rush play for the entirety of the game, not just 2 drives, because what did he do last night, Skip? That's what made you think he had him. He had 2 drives, and normally those 2 drives, what did he do? 2 drives against Cincinnati, did what it needed to do. 2 drives against Washington football team, do what it needed to do. 2 drives against, they played somebody the other night. Oh, they got behind Washington Commanders, New York Giants. And it did what it needed to do. Now those 2 drives, and you were still behind. And yeah, come on, Skip, don't do that now. You being real petty, bro. Let me talk. Let me
haven't
talk.
said a word.
I know you're doing them. Come on, that's childish. Your team lost. That is very childish. Let me talk.
Your opinion is childish.
Go ahead.
Go.
Go ahead.
No, it's not.
No, I'm not gonna go. Cause you're doing this. I'm trying to talk, and you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Seriously?
Yep.
Okay, I'll take it. It is my turn now. And here's what really happened last night. My quarterback, the backup quarterback that you called the intern and the jag and the undrafted fraud waiting to be exposed, the October pumpkin, he got thrown into a bonfire of a buzzsaw in Philadelphia. And I tweeted, you can look at my timeline, I tweeted before the game that Josh Allen and the Bills, if they'd got thrown in that bonfire, they would not have survived either, because the Philadelphia Eagles are on fire. Do you realize, have you checked, did your researcher check the turnover differential total of the Eagles right now? Did they check?
Yeah.
They're up to 14 takeaways to only 2 giveaways. Do you realize that's plus 12? Do you realize that's 8 clear of any other team in the league? They are running away with the most important stat in all of football. It is the determining factor. It is the one you can hang your helmet on year after year after year. Turnover differential. 14 takeaways to only 2 giveaways. That's who they are. That's what they were. They were on fire last night. Meek Mill's down, just rapping on the sideline, getting them crazed. The first lady is on site. They were out of their minds at that stadium. I don't think through TV, because I've been there a bunch of times, you can feel just how crazed loud it was in that stadium. So the young man that is Cooper Rush gets thrown into the bonfire, and I will give you this. He unraveled a little bit. The first interception wasn't all that bad because it's Bradbury making a great jump on the ball. And I got to tell you, they not only have the 2 best corners in pro football, but they have the best defensive backfield, because Gardner Johnson is really good and a ball hawk. These are the supreme ball hawks of the league right now, are the Philadelphia defense. So despite all that, despite the one unravel was the second interception that Slay got, and he's simply the best cornerback in football. And I think he pretty much took CeeDee Lamb out of the game.
Everybody does that.
Despite all that, I give you that. He really disappointed me last night. Despite all of the above, finally, Cooper Rush settled down late in the second quarter, and he throws 2 balls that nearly cut it to 20-7 at halftime, because that's what Cooper Rush has been doing for 5 games. He came out of the box and did something in the first 4 games nobody's ever done in the freaking history of the league. He had a 90-plus passer rating over the first 4 games of his career. Never been done before. He won his first 5 starts. It's impossible. He's got problems because they don't run the ball. They couldn't run the ball a lick in the first half. But what did he do? He throws one to Noah Brown. It was a really good throw. It was almost a great catch. Gallup breaks free at the back of the end zone. Okay, so it's almost 20-7 at halftime, but it's 20-3. And here comes Cooper Rush. And Cooper Rush does what he's been doing for 5 games. He goes on 2 drives in the third quarter. It leaked into the fourth quarter. And there's things of beauty. The first one was more of a running drive, but it's 79 and 9 plays. And then he goes 93 and 15 plays. And guess what Cooper Rush was? In those 2 drives, he hits 8 out of 10 passes for almost 100 yards. In the second half, believe it or not, Cooper Rush was 13 of 22 for 145 yards. That will win a football game at Philadelphia against the best defense in pro football. Cooper Rush settled down and did Cooper Rush things. And all of a sudden, he's throwing to 2 rookie tight ends. This is mind-blowing to me. Dalton Schultz is over and out. He's hurt his knee, and he's gone. He's throwing to Jake Henderson and Peyton Hendershot. One of them drafted out of Wisconsin, the other one undrafted out of Indiana. Well, he got down 20 to nothing.
And he stayed down.
20 to nothing, and he brought him
down.
back to 20 to 17. Are you freaking kidding
Hold on, time
me?
out.
Are you kidding
when do you
me?
win a game for
This
bringing
was spectacular.
So when did they have the lead?
Spectacular.
When did they have the lead?
Okay, now,
when did they have the lead?
Here we go. Here we go. We're about to have the lead because we got them on the run. Trust me, throats are tight in Philadelphia. Trust me, in the deep, dark psyches of the Eagles fans' minds, they're all thinking, uh-oh, Dallas is going to do it to us again. And what happens right on schedule, Jalen Hurts goes 75 yards in 13 plays, and it tore my guts out because I thought I could hang my helmet on my defense. You have to stop it. You have to make one play, one stop, and all of a sudden, Cooper Rush has got rhythm. The offense has got rhythm. Kellen Moore's got rhythm and momentum, and mojo is back. And all of a sudden, they keep converting third downs. They do a 3rd and 4, they do a 3rd and 4, and a 3rd and 1 on their power sneak. I've never seen anything like it before. I've never seen any.
Everybody's using that now, putting the two guys behind him and push the quarterback
and they just
forward.
push him up into the hole. And Jalen Hurts, pound for pound, is the strongest guy in the weight room on the team. Well, it's pretty hard to stop that.
Yep.
So they do it. They run the ball 3 straight times on 3rd and short, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 1. And then we could see the last 2 plays. He hits A.J. Brown out in the flat, and he just turns it up, and they got us, and it's 22 yards. But to his credit, he came back and made the play of the night. Now, if we could see what happened, this is just me. I thought Brandon Graham came right up under Cooper Rush's helmet and got him right in the chin with his helmet. I think it was helmet to chin.
You threw a bad ball. The clock struck midnight, and you turned back into a pumpkin.
You didn't throw a bad ball. You got rocked by Brandon Graham, who got whiffed.
How many interceptions did they have give him credit for on the night?
They gave him 3.
Okay, that's what he threw.
1 I give him credit for.
No,
the other
he got
2,
all of them.
Yeah, the other one was a great play by Bradbury. The one bad one was the one to Slay. I will give you that. But in the big picture, it is shocking to me. Well, let me do one last play before this is the Eagles' night. I might have had one last glimmer of hope with 2:46 left. It's 3rd and 7 at the Dallas 36. And Jalen Hurts, who played a masterful football game, he did what he does. It's why I said the day he got drafted, I live in fear of him from here on because he's going to haunt my Cowboys till death do I part. And yet, on 3rd and 7, the ball is snapped before he's ready for it, and it hits him in the elbow or somewhere, and it's loose. There would have been some good field. You'd had it out at their 45-ish yard line, so you would have had a chance to see if there's any Cooper Rush magic left. But the problem is you're down too much because you're down 9 at that point, so miracle would have to happen. And yet, in the larger picture of this game, my biggest problem with my football team going forward is not Dak over Cooper Rush. It's Mike McPenalty. That's who we are. We are Mike McPenalty. We are a Mike McCarthy, poorly coached football team that once again had 10 penalties for 72 yards. It's just too many, and they were such bad penalties. Your man, CeeDee Lamb, if I could just show you real quick, and then I'm going to hand it back to you, but it's 1st and 10 at the 35 in the first quarter, and it's still 0-0. And by the way, he hits Jake Ferguson, did Cooper Rush, for a 13-yard gain that's going to get it out to midfield. But that's a bad play because it wipes out a momentum play where it's 0-0, and you're going to have the ball out about the 50-yard line. And here we go. Who knows? But come on. And then the Dante Fowler play is an absolute killer because it's 4th and 4 Philadelphia at the Dallas 10-yard line as the clock is ticking down at the end of the first quarter.
Followed up with a done by going for 2 points on that situation. Okay. Analytics going to get somebody fired sooner or later. But.
Okay, but they got it was a 15-yard penalty that could have been taken on the kickoff. So they say, well, we can go half the distance to the goal line on the 2-point try.
Just kick the field.
Okay, well, you could have. I will buy that. But at least that was my only big stop of the defense all night long.
But the biggest reason the Cowboys lost was because Cooper Rush was awful. See, you keep talking about those 2 drives in which he was 8 of 10. What about the rest of the drives when he was 10 of 28? The man didn't throw for 200 yards again. So the last 2 games, he has more interceptions and fewer than 300 passing yards. But I don't want you now. Don't rush to get off the Cooper train. I want you to stay right where it is. You talk about that was a feeding frenzy. I don't believe the Buffalo Bills. Why does that matter what Buffalo could have done? You told me Cooper Rush. All you talked about for the last 4 weeks was that 90 passer rating and winning the game.
Yep.
And what did I tell you time and time again? If the defense cannot hold them below 20 points, he can't win. Make him play for the entirety of the game. Not just make him play for 2 drives and then get a throw here or there. Make him play for the entirety of the game.
He threw for 181, and Jalen Hurts threw for 155.
Hold on. No. Jalen Hurts didn't need to do anything. Jalen Hurts said, if I get to 24, the Cowboys can't beat me because the intern will go back to being what he was before he got this job. An intern. There's a reason why he's a 28-year-old backup quarterback. There's a reason why. You know what? Dak Prescott had healed up overnight. If they had won this game, Dak Prescott was not starting against the Detroit Lions. At some point in time, you got to realize this whole notion about a quarterback controversy was absolutely ridiculous. It's because Jerry Jones thought he found him another Tony Romo, and he didn't. He did not. Skip, it came to an end, like I told you it would, in dramatic fashion. And I know you hate it because you really hate to be wrong, but you were absolutely wrong on this one. He's a guy. That's all he's ever been. That's all he's ever going to be. There's a reason why he's still a backup in Dallas, and nobody's ever made any overtures towards him. And guess what? He'll be a backup again in Dallas.
Nobody's making overtures because he's not free.
He was a street free agent.
Well,
you can't get any more free than that.
He never played.
Okay. Hold on. Then he went to the Giants. He was a street free agent again. If somebody wanted him, they could have got him.
All I know is what Cooper Rush pulled off.
He didn't pull off
with
anything.
This poorly coached football team.
Not poorly coached.
For 5 games was miraculous.
Hold on. So the previous 5 games, he overcame that coaching. Now he doesn't overcome it. Now, all of a sudden,
He came close.
No, he didn't come close. Skip, it wasn't close.
It was 20-17 with 14 minutes and 39 seconds left, and my defense could not stop.
So now all of a sudden
Jalen
it's the
Hurts.
defense's fault.
It was definitely the defense's fault.
Hold on.
I needed one stop from my defense, and Cooper Rush is going to win that football
what about
game.
those two?
That's what I know.
What about those 2 turnovers in the first half? They gave up 10 points.
Okay.
What about those 2 turnovers?
He came back.
No.
He came back. He did. He always came back.
Why did he need to come back? If he doesn't turn the ball over, make them drive the field. Why you keep giving the Eagles, when you know it was a feeding frenzy, a short field? Why did you do that?
They have turned it over on everybody they have played.
That ain't got nothing to do with
And Cooper Rush did not come completely unraveled.
He did,
He
actually.
settled back down, and he did what he's been doing for the 5 previous games. He got them. He made you look foolish because he got them back. You said, what if he gets down 14? He got down 20, and he brought him back to 20-17. And if you give him that pass at the end of the half, it's 20-7. Maybe he brings them back all the way to 21-20.
See, think about what you just said. If you give him that pass, you make it seem like the referees made a bad call.
No.
He was out of bounds.
No, I say.
You keep telling me. Hold on. 18 of 38, is that good? If 18 of 38 is that good for less than 200 yards, is that good? 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions, is that good?
It was way better than Dak Prescott was in the opening game this year. It was way better than Dak Prescott was against San Francisco in the playoff game that ended last year. Way better.
First of all, we're not talking about what happened last year. We're talking about the Eagles.
Yeah.
See, this is about what your guy that came unraveled, like the Jag that I said he was, the intern, which is a tenureship, is up, and back to the bench he goes. He's a guy, and I don't know why you don't want to admit that.
You know, if they throw the flag on Brandon Graham, we might be having a way different conversation.
Now you hoping. See, think about it. Now you hoping and praying for flags.
He got him right up under the chin.
He hit him in his chest.
Right in the chin.
He
with
hit
the
him in
crown
his
of
chest.
his head. Crown of helmet to chin. It's called roughing the passer.
Think about this.
Roughing the passer.
At no point in time have I ever seen somebody hope where the official, had they given that touchdown call, had the official given us that roughing the passer call, well, damn, hell, I can play quarterback if they're going to give me, if I throw the ball up in the stands, they give me a touchdown, or if anytime somebody hits me hard, it's a flag. Hell, anybody can play quarterback. He's a guy, and you don't want to admit it. The bubble burst. Back to Dak they go.
He's thrown to 2 rookie tight ends the whole night. They got the most targets.
He's been throwing to him all. Hold on. You never made an excuse of who he was throwing to prior to last night. Those are the same guys he's been throwing to.
If Micah and the Marauders make one stop One stop early in the fourth quarter, I'm going to win that game.
How about Cooper?
We got him on the run.
Hold up. How about,
we let him off the hook.
How about this here? How about the Dallas Cowboys didn't play their best game and Cooper Rush bailed them out for once instead of they bailing his ass out? How about that? That was a novel idea. It's a team game.
The Hall of Famer told me there's no way he can bring him back from 14 down. They're 20-0, and all of a sudden they're right in the game, 20-17.
Hold on.
Stunning, miraculous.
What happened before? Every time they was down there 13-6 or they was 7-6, he gets those 2 drives. Now all of a sudden they're in the lead. This was the first time that he had 2 great drives that he wasn't in the league and then what happened?
My defense couldn't stop him.
Now your defense.
I'm not making this up. I'm not exaggerating. They couldn't stop him.
The defense
3 straight third downs.
The defense says, well, how about you not turn the ball over twice and give them 10 points? How about that? How about that?
We had him.
No, you didn't.
Let him off the hook.
Cooper Rush is a guy.
Okay, it's on you, Dak. You got to take it up a whole nother level. Here we go.
All Dak got to do is beat Dak Prescott.
I've got a combination Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen coming back, and his name is Dak Prescott. He got way better in these 5 weeks.
Dak Prescott's C-plus game is better than Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is a guy.
I got
Everybody
Dak.
knows it.
I got the best quarterback in pro football coming back.
Dak certainly added to the drama last night. He got out there and threw pregame and told reporters he felt great.
Of course.
We will see when the Cowboys come to Dallas this upcoming Sunday. Meanwhile, the Eagles have their bye. They are off this upcoming week. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.